It started as a simple family getaway. Just me, my parents, my little sister heading to a cabin deep in the woods for the weekend. The place was old, creaky, surrounded by trees that seemed to swallow the sunlight. My dad joked that it was the perfect spot for a scary movie. I laughed then, but I'm not laughing now. The first night, the wind howled so loud I could barely sleep. Sometime after midnight, I heard footsteps on the porch. Slow, heavy, deliberate. I thought maybe it was my dad, but when I peeked out my window, I saw him asleep on the couch. My heart pounded. I tried to convince myself it was just an animal. But the next morning, we found muddy footprints leading up to the door, and then away, back into the woods. My mum wanted to leave right then, but my dad said we were overreacting, so we stayed. That night, the power went out. The cabin was pitch black, except for the flickering light of our fireplace. We huddled together, listening to the wind and the creaks of the old wood. Then there was a knock. 3 sharp knocks, slow knocks on the front door. No one moved. We all just stared at each other, frozen. My dad grabbed a flashlight and opened the door. No one was there, but on the porch, scratched into the wood, were the words, "Let me in." My sister started crying. My mum called the police, but there was no signal. That's when we heard footsteps on the roof. Heavy footsteps, dragging footsteps, moving from one end to the other. We barricaded ourselves in the living room, waiting for morning. Every so often we'd hear whispers outside the windows, voices that sounded almost human, but not quite. The night felt endless. When the sun finally rose, we stepped outside. The woods were silent, too silent. On the trunk of a tree, right outside the cabin, someone or something had carved our family's names. Carved name close-up 1, carved name close-up 2, carved name close-up 3, carved name close-up 4. And underneath, in letters that looked fresh, was one final message: "See you next time."